As Michael Porter once said, the essence of strategy is choosing what not to do. And on Anaconda, players did exactly that by choosing not to drift. And to everyone's surprise, they went much, much faster. This is the story of Rocket Racing's most shortcut track. Rocket Racing was released on the 8th of December 2023, and already within 5 days of release, people were finding new shortcuts on tracks and sharing them within the community. Various tracks such as Puddle Jumper, Day Drifting, and Riviera would all bloom with attention following their discoveries, but one track remained popular from day one: Anaconda. Despite no discoveries being made on the map, it became an instant classic among the community due to its beginner-friendly nature. Constant drifting, boost pads, and a lack of hazards give the track a fluid feel like no other. And so, with all the playtime on the track, world records came pouring in. The first notable record on the track would be Audacity's 1:49.48. This was the first run to break the 150 barrier, done on the 12th of December, just 4 days after release. In the run, Audacity had performed each drift to near perfection, rarely crossing the barrier onto the red, and even coming up with an optimization himself by hovering at the start of each lap. In the following days, after having his record contested, Audacity would improve his run by a further second to 1:48.44, very respectable achievement. But in the following week, the record would drop quickly when the 17th of December, Golio got this run. (1:46.75), a run already that seems so perfect, so smooth, so unoptimizable. Each drift was like a work of art, riding on top of the road barriers themselves, and keeping his back wheels on the asphalt at all times. Golio had taken the track to another level, already leagues clear of his competition. Everyone expected him to hold on to the record for a while, but no one would have expected that GQ did next, when he submitted this absurd run. (1:44.81). When 1 week prior a sub 50 run had been amazing, GQ and Golio now stood together as the only players to drive the track in under 1:47, and GQ had gained the time seemingly out of nowhere, yet he had driven a full 2 seconds faster than Golio. But that run, as impressive as it was, unknowingly marked the end of an era. In the background, Tiger Aura had been doing some runs on the track, unsatisfied with his 1:47.32, and so he began looking for a shortcut, and what he found was legendary. By utilizing his knowledge of the air drift mechanic, Tiger leapt into the air and soared through a sharp turn before hovering through the trees, a shortcut so thrilling his spine tingled. However, it wouldn't be easy to beat GQ's run. The shortcut required immense precision, but in the end, it'll all pay off. When on Christmas morning, after 8 hours of grueling attempts, Tiger Aura got this historic run. (1:44.74), featuring the track's first shortcut. Whilst the run was nowhere near as clean as GQ's, the shortcut made all the difference, putting him just in front and reclaiming his world record. Tiger's presence would only last 3 days before Demon Tracks would improve the run by half a second, but the track would not stop there. The shortcut had brought new attention to the track, and so a world record onslaught followed. Over the course of a fortnight, the world record had dropped 2 whole seconds, but Tiger's shortcut hadn't just brought the attention of speedrunners, it had brought the attention of shortcut pioneers, because in the background, an unseen method of shortcutting had just been discovered. You see, whilst Tiger had found a shortcut of his own on the track, he had also discovered something incredible. By raising his ping to roughly 200 milliseconds by switching game servers, he found he was able to drive through the barrier and into the finish on the last turn. But as the most influential rocket racing creator at the time, he decided against sharing it further than his tournament teammates, instead covering his tracks and swearing the shortcut into secrecy. But, by some stroke of luck, a speedrun.com moderator, Havoc, stumbled upon it 1 week later and immediately realized the gravity of the shortcut held. Keeping it to himself, he put in thousands of attempts, and after 6 hours, he finally got this run. (1:42:50), beating the world record by 9/100ths of a second, and plunging the community into disbelief. Within a fortnight, they had witnessed the destruction of Anarchy Arches, and now were watching something just as magical unfold. Falling behind by 3 seconds throughout the race, Havoc risked it all, jumping into the barrier and taking the world record for himself. But this discovery would only be the spark to ignite it all. In the following days, Demon Tracks would improve Havoc's time by 4 seconds, taking the run down to a 1:38:91. However, it was then that another pioneer would enter the race. A French player by the name of Orkito had seen the new shortcut and decided to try himself. Whilst the route was definitely more direct than the intended route, he wondered whether it would be faster to go through the trees. But each time he tried, the game would process his respawn too early. That wasn't enough to stop him from trying though. And after raising his ping to 1,000, Orkito was finally able to get this run. Orkito had improved the world record by 2 seconds, and done so with ease by utilizing his improvised finish shortcut. The rest of the run had also been clean, hardly touching the red section at all, cruising to the finish with a 1:36. However, he wasn't done there. Orkito kept experimenting with high ping, and discovered that if executed perfectly, it was possible to drive through the barrier, get the checkpoint, and when you respawned, your car would be placed on the road on the opposite side. And it wasn't just possible at the end. So after trialing the method for 2 days, Orkito submitted this run. To the untrained eye, this run looks like it was using a hacked client of the game. However, the previous shortcuts prove it to be, in fact, possible with a vanilla client, even to this day. The shortcut was now 9 seconds faster than the intended route. But optimization was far from over. Orkito would claim his world record back on the following day with a 1:30.04, before an unbeknownst player shocked everyone with an even faster shortcut. Koharu had been trialing barrier breaks on various maps, and after seeing Anaconda, he felt confident he could find a method to shortcut the last section of the track, and using his understanding of the second cause of barrier breaks, he tested flying upwards towards the barrier on a block seam. And sure enough, the barrier disappeared. However, to do so, he would use up his entire hover gauge. The method seemed like a dream at best. However, after landing on the pyramid, he noticed one crucial thing. The barrier hadn't respawned, and so, after 2 days of attempts, the dream finally became a reality when Koharu got this legendary run. In a twist of fate, Koharu had taken to a seemingly already optimized track and blown the record out of the water by 10 whole seconds. Though it had not been used in the first part of Tajime's shortcut, the lack of respawns in the second part alone had taken the world record to a new peak. From its humble beginnings with Havoc's discovery, the map was on the verge of perfection, and a few days later, Ewars would take it there, when he got this run. One 24.66, a 6-second improvement. Ewars had only touched the red when necessary, driving perfectly in every other segment of the track. However, the track still had much more potential. If only someone could combine Tajime's first half with Ewars' second, it would surely only be a matter of time. But that was when disaster struck. In the 18.10 patch, on the same day Ewars had driven his run, players quickly booted up the game and began hunting the record once more. However, it wasn't quite the same. No matter how hard anyone tried, the barrier wouldn't budge. It would stay persistent when just a few hours earlier it had disappeared. And for that reason, Ewars was handed the Anaconda world record forever. But people hadn't stopped playing Anaconda their normal way. In recent weeks, Tiger Aura took back his old record, this time with a 1:40.99, 4 seconds faster than his personal best, making it clear just how fast the game was evolving. Players even theorized that cars had been modified to be faster, but this was later disproven. However, after leaving the speedrunning scene for a fortnight, the king of Anaconda would finally return to claim his throne, when on the 10th of February, Ewars got this run. (1:39.93), the track's first legitimate sub 140, and that is where the record stands today. Anaconda, once renowned for its flow between turns, is now remembered for its record onslaught. Within the space of 2 days, over 6 records were set, each improving by significant margins with improvements to the shortcut. And whilst the shortcut was never taken to its theoretical limit, it played a crucial factor in becoming the first track to crown a player with the record forever. Or so we thought. Because just recently, Rogue found something incredible. Something so game-breaking that we can't even show what causes it out of the fear rank would be ruined. A new cause for the barrier break had just been discovered, and instead of being a risk for performing barrier breaks, the new cause was so incredibly powerful that barriers would just simply not load in. This was his chance to get a world record. Not only that, it was his chance to dominate the leaderboards. Previously on Anaconda, players had only shortcut the second half of the track and used the respawn bug to shortcut the rest, but with the barriers gone, the track had become much simpler. He could now simply drive in straight lines and cruise to victory. And so, that's exactly what he did. "56.54 seconds. For 3 laps, a time reduction of 20 seconds on the Ultra World Record and 40 seconds on the 80% World Record. People called it fake, others demanded proof. And here it is, a world record with such magnitude that numerous other tracks have fallen already. Rose had taken Tigerora's perfect shortcut to a whole new level, and now he reigns in glory on the track, remembered forever with the 4 who came before him. Many say that speedrunning and rocket racing is boring, and ranked is far superior, but Anaconda has showed us that even if you look away for a day, you could have already missed something forever. And whilst no world records will stand forever, Rogue's Run is a testimony to the fact just how far we as players will go to optimize the track completely. Thank you so much for watching. We're proud to announce we have a Patreon, where for the price of $5 a month, you gain access to all these perks on screen. We can't wait to have you join us. And if you want to see more shortcuts like these, check out the video on screen now. Thanks for watching, we'll see you next time.